a dollar in my account right here today as we speak, I'm gonna be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here, and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, that you have to spend, use,
Save,
save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna get my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really 40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, you know? And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting 8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position, like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime.
All right. Let's talk about it, right? I think that people sometimes who have money and who have had access to money, they sometimes forget how they sound to people that don't have money. So, in this example, if you're making you get $100 million contract, tax $60 million. The average person is sitting there saying, "I would be more than like more than settled with $60 million. I could do that with 10, right? I can go the rest of my life with $10 million and move on, right? I wouldn't stop working, but I wouldn't have any financial hold to my life. The issue simply is, right, and this is something that's been going on since the beginning of since athletes started making large amounts of money. They're making so much money and they think that this money is going to keep coming in. That's the real about it. That he's like, oh, I got $100 million contract, I'll just get another one. But you never know what's going to happen. You never know what your value is going to be. You never know if you're going to get injured. You never know if you can even play in the league after this contract. You got to think, like, he's an exception to the rule. Most NFL players don't make $100 million contracts. I'm speaking about the people who just spend irresponsibly and then come to the internet and say, yeah, man, a lot of people who aren't in this position don't understand. No, most people understand what look, it doesn't even have to be millions of dollars. The average income is what, like $50,000? If you would sit there and tell somebody, hey, you could make $100,000 a year, they would be happy. They would be happier. They would be able to say, all right, well, that gives me a little bit more movement over here, and I could save over here and do that, because they understand that this is their way of life. Month to month, this is their way of life. They don't have some large sum of income that's going to come in that can float them for years upon years. No, these people understand. So they're sitting there saying, how can somebody who has an excess of money not be able to take care of the things in their life? So I disagree, Odell Beckham. I disagree.